Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm gonna wait for you guys to tap in. Super excited. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, what's up? Solange, Quay, hello. How are you guys doing today? What's up, Shirley? What's up, Tia? What's up, Kiss? How you guys doing on this beautiful afternoon? Ooh, love you from France. Love you too, baby. Je t'aime. Baby J, yes. Hey, girl. What's up, my friends? Yes. Yes, fashion goddess. You spoke it. Literally, that's the topic today. Hello, Emily. Hello, Adriane. Yes, Sade. What's up? What's up, Nayla? What's up, Baby Pink? What's up, Carla? Hey, everyone. Everybody liked this video up, but I only wanted to come on and talk really quickly because, we had the last live where we talked a lot about these energies today, but I wanted to definitely tap in today and really hold in this energy and also talk about why today is so significant. Because one of the things I forgot to mention was the fact that it is Friday and that it is Friday the 13th. And there is a lot of stigma around Friday the 13th. Like, let me know what you guys have heard in the comments about what Friday the 13th is supposed to be, what it's supposed to represent, what it's all about. Thank you so much, Fashion Goddess. Yes. Bad luck. Okay. Goddess Day. Bad luck. Freddy Cougar. Yes. Unlucky for some. Okay. Venusian Day. Don't look at the black cat. Yes, yes, yes. High alert. So, a lot of people, when we hear of Friday the 13th, we think of a lot of negative energy and a lot of negative things. However, I wanted to showcase a different perspective that it's actually not a negative energy. It's actually an energy that can be incredibly transformational and helping you shift patterns. And I believe there's something very significant happening that we have Friday, a day that is associated with Venus, and mixing that with 13. And then at the same time, there's we're building into a huge full moon and eclipse. And then we have this lucky energy with Venus is home in her, like she's home in her planet, like in Libra. So this one is in particularly very powerful when it comes to a lot of transformational things. And my personal relationship with 13 energy is when it usually comes up at a time where we need to let go of things that are no longer serving us, endings and cycles that no longer serve us, things that we can't quite shake. Like if you've ever dealt with addictions, you could be addicted to a lot of things. You could be addicted to struggle. You could be addicted to toxic people. You could be addicted to dating guys who are not going to provide for you. You can be addicted to negative emotions. And a lot of the times the 13 energy will come up to release what no longer serves. And it's not, it's almost, it doesn't, it's like, ooh, it's like when it doesn't serve, like it's a karmic thing. Like a lot of the negative cycles we end up in, we're not just in those negative cycles for no reason. It's because we were meant to go through it for a reason, because it was supposed to help us learn some information and become some kind of person, an embodiment of a person, right? So when we have these negative cycles, sometimes they need to end at a certain time. And the 13 usually presents itself when it needs to end, when it needs to cease to exist so that you can go into the new chapter. I'm seeing the energy of 2 and 1 at the same time, but really it's like you only get into this energy when it's time to up level. But before you up level, you often need to release. So it's funny that we're literally going into a very, like, strong full moon energy, I believe on like the 17th. So we're being asked right now to release what is no longer serving us so that we can attract our abundance. So that's what I kind of want to talk about today. Feminine energy is about that side of things sometimes, where I know we think of feminine energy and we only hear like the sweet and the good and that positivity, but it's also the other side of the moon. It's that empty sky. It's the negative, right? It's the things that you can't always see. So at the end of the day, before sometimes there's certain parts of who you are that cannot go to that next level. And that's what I want to talk about today. Like we need to release. We need to release because the energy right now is super potent. The energy right now is super potent. There is a lot of things that want to come into your life. I'm being shown gold. There is literally gold like that wants to come into your life, whether that's money, whether that is, your lover, whether that's inner peace and happiness, whether that is everything. But you got to let go of these old cycles and these old beings and these old ways of thinking in order to be able to move on to that next level. So I want everybody to think about that version of them that they want to be. Who that version that we were talking about yesterday, that girl in your mind, that girl who has her soulmate, that girl who has her partner, that girl who is living a certain lifestyle, that girl who is rich, that girl is who's getting sales, that girl who's stepping into her abundance. What parts of you would you have to let go of today in order for her to fully blossom? Whether that is a constant state of doubt in your mind, whether that is you not putting in effort into, I keep on seeing like, okay, I keep on seeing all kinds of stuff in my peripheral, but who is that? Like, what aspects of you need to be released? It might not even be within you. It might kind of be projected onto outside things. Like maybe it's like certain people you're dealing with or certain friends that you have, certain situations, certain energies that you find yourself connecting with. Like, I want everybody to kind of put in the chat what you have to let go of in order for her to release herself, that next chapter of you to release, that next version of your life to ascend. What things are we letting go of? Fear, okay, self-doubts, okay, insecurities, okay, playing small, okay. How does playing small show up for you? Like, how do you know you're playing small? What actions do you do? What things do you start saying in your mind? Fear. How does fear show up for you? What do you do? Like, what actions do you do when you notice that you're being fearful? Like, like when you're fearful, do you have a tendency to like fall, stay in your room? Do you have a tendency to like close your mouth and not say what you really need to say? What actions specifically, how does that show up for you? My family, my comfort zone, unworthiness, procrastination, fear and doubt, indecisiveness, caring what other people think, Fear, not making there we go. Boom. See, I like that. Fear, not making content, right? So we know that when Beautiful Awakening, when she has a tendency to experience fear, it usually results in a specific action of her or lack of action, which is not making the content that she knows she needs to make. So she knows that if she wants to start reversing this energy and step into this portal completely, she probably needs to do the thing that she knows she needs to do. Overthinking. What do you do when you start to overthink? How do you start to act? Do you start to eat a bunch of stuff? Do you start to call people who are like not helpful? Like, what do you do? Speaking down to myself and connecting to victimhood. Okay, I know I need to move. Fear and procrastination and playing small. Playing small shows up when I consider saying no to an opportunity to keep things the same. Hello. All right. Doubting myself. Self sabotage. How I want you guys to give me the specific ways that this particular thing shows up in your carnation. Because if we don't know and have an intimate relationship with how these negative side of our lives show up in our reality, we can't put those sides of ourselves to rest because we can't check ourselves once we're kind of down that spiral. Because if you know that, okay, when I'm fearful, I have a tendency to self-sabotage. I have a tendency to start, crying a lot. I have a tendency to start guarding my heart, putting a lot of walls around my heart. I have a tendency to say things to people so that they can, not be as close with me. I have a tendency to push people away. So I'll kind of get rude. I'll kind of get mean so that they don't like me no more. Like, how does that actually show up in your life? These are the things that I want you to reflect on, because ultimately, these are the things that we're putting to rest. These are the things that we're putting to rest. I remember the first time I started to interact with the energy of 13. And I was in a very toxic relationship. And this relationship it wasn't bad, like to the point where it was terrible, but it just wasn't what it needed to be. And I remember we were stuck in a cycle of a lot of yelling, a lot of arguing, a lot of, just overall, just a lot of just stuck in the same cycles and the same loops. And I remember one time we stayed at this hotel and we got this Airbnb. And literally, the Airbnb was on the 13th floor, like it was like the 13th street. And then the actual room that we were staying in, I believe it was 1313 or 13, something like that. And I was like, what is this? And then we kind of started searching into okay, this energy is popping up. Like, let's research into this. And then when I discovered, the first thing was if you're seeing the energy of 13 a lot, it is a sign that you need to let go. And then we both knew on a deep level that this relationship was not meant to be, that it served its purpose, and that ultimately it was no longer needed. It was no longer needed. And then after that, we grew in a lot of different ways. We appreciated the relationship for what it was, but then also at the same time, we knew that it served its purpose. Next thing you know, he ended up growing in different ways. I started growing in different ways in my career, and we started to ascend separately. So sometimes what you might think what you need is not what you actually need in order to be successful, in order to attract what you want. Sometimes you have to let things go in order to fully blossom to that next level. So I want you to take heed on today. The first aspect of the conversation is the things that you need to let go of in order to fully ascend to that next level. And it's going to be crystal clear. Like the energies about this energy that I'm picking up on, it's a little chaotic. It's a little chaotic. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little chaotic. I don't know if that is happening now or it's happening in a little bit, but it's giving like chaotic. Like sometimes I can see some people like screaming and yelling. So there's certain things that have been causing you this inner turmoil, and those are the things that we need to put to rest. Okay, those are the things that we need to put to rest. Those things that have been frustrating you the longest, the things that have been at that boiling point for the longest, these are the things that we need to put to rest in order for us to ascend. Okay? Somebody said, Jalen, do you channel? Yes, I definitely do. Okay, I love that you guys are becoming more aware of the things that we need to put to rest. I love that. I just did a reset meditation that I felt drawn to, and for you to be talking about this is crazy. Come on now. Yes, this is literally like we're all on the same frequency, right? Now, the second part of this conversation is how do we utilize the feminine energies to manifest what we want? We talked a lot about this portal that we're currently in today, and then until about the 16th or so is one of the luckiest times of this year. We see Venus trine Jupiter about once or twice a year, and then we also see one conjunction between Jupiter and Venus, I believe once a year or around there. So this doesn't happen too often. So like I said, I broke down in that video specifically how it's most aligned to show up in your life. Now, the other thing that we want to focus on today, since this is Venus and Venus is Friday, if you guys don't know that the days of the week are literally linked to the planetary energies and the mythology behind that, like Saturday, Saturn Day, Sunday, Sunday, Lunes, lunar energy, Moon Day, Monday. All of the days of the week are associated with different planetary energetics, right? Martes, Mars Day, Tuesday, right? So all the days of the week are associated with different planetary energies, and Friday is associated with Venus. And if we think about the energies of Venus and mixing this with the 13, it's a super potent energy. So these are some things I want you to keep in mind today so that we can tap into these frequencies and these energies to raise our magnetism, to raise our ability to attract what we want, and oftentimes to raise our self-worth, because the more that we put into ourselves and put positive energy into ourselves, put ourselves on a pedestal internally, it has no choice but to show up for us outside in our lives, in what we attract, and specifically also what we accept and allow. Okay? So the first thing is things that are associated with Venus. You want to love on yourself today, and honestly, love on yourself every Friday. You want to do something just for you today. Do something to nourish your body, to nourish your skin, to nourish your soul, to nourish your energy, to beautify yourself, to beautify your environment. Things that are associated with Venus are things like roses. After this, I'm literally going to go get me some roses. I might even go to a florist and really associate myself with the energies of the rose, because the energy of the rose is very much so known for attraction and love and juiciness, self-love, feeling good within yourself, right? And understanding your beauty, but also having boundaries, because just like you see a rose, it's beautiful at that top, but the rose has thorns. So it's a very beautiful energy, but it also has boundaries and self-protection. So it's a self-protection energy and mechanism. So when we interact with the frequency of the rose, we don't just, when you put roses in your hair, when you take a rose bath, when you use a rose essential oil, when you smell good, these things activate certain frequencies in your field. So that's the first thing that I would recommend on a day like Friday. One, a beauty ritual, something to do to honor your beauty. Like I really took today to, like, when I was just in the shower, I do this all the time, but really so today, to really exfoliate my skin, exfoliate my whole body, right? I use like a coffee scrub and I exfoliated my whole body. I made sure, like for me, I like to shave, I like to be smooth. I make sure that I smell good. I'm working on something right now, so I use some of that and for my upcoming project and stuff. And I've been activating that energy today because I know it's special, especially to do it on a potent day like today. So the next thing that you do is like not only do you do a self-care ritual, like get your nails done, get your hair done, do something like that, but also you want to think about how you can beautify your environment. So if your room right now is in a disarray, like don't have that. Like don't have it going like that. Try your best. Like literally, I have a trash bag right there. I'm literally like going through my entire room, going through my closet, and just getting rid of stuff that is like clogging up my space, that is not bringing me a sense of, you know, beauty. And just making things organized and beautiful. So your room is your sacred space, your body is your sacred space. So clearing up your body, this might be a day some of you guys might feel called to fast or to eat really nourishing foods. um Something to just beautify your body, because when we beautify something, really what we're saying is we honor it, right? Like when you look at art on a wall, you're captivated by it, right? When you buy something Venusian, like a piece of jewelry that's expensive or something that you really wanted, you have a tendency to treat that thing with care. You're not going to just throw it around and all that kind of stuff. You're going to usually have a tendency to treat it with care, right? To treat it with care, to treat it with love, to make sure it's being properly nourished. So I want you to think about yourself like you are art. Nourish yourself, adorn yourself, take care of yourself to the best of your ability today and forever. But we have beautiful days like today to remind us to do so. And the third thing, I don't know if there's third, the third thing that you probably want to do is I like to call this in my courses, in my classes, I call this the rich list, your pleasure list, your rich list. I want you to think about all the things that if you had all the money that you wanted and there was no worries, what things would you actually do? How would you spend your time? How would you spend your day? What things are you paying attention to? Right? What things are you giving and spending your attention on? How would you fill your day? What gives you actual pleasure and joy? And I just want you to write a list of those things and say to yourself, it would feel so good today to experience this. It would feel so good to experience a long afternoon in a nice, lovely spa and being wined and dined and all these beautiful things. It would feel really good to attract a lover who nourishes me, who honors me, and who I also want to nourish and honor in my feminine way. It would feel really good to receive a golden piece of jewelry that is expensive and something that I really, really want. It would feel really good to eat something absolutely delicious and yummy and just something that would fill my stomach up in the best way and make me go, like give me like some type of an orgasm in my mouth, in my mind. I remember one time I was at this retreat and it was like about sensuality and sexuality. And I tell you what, when you raise your sensuality and raise that sexual energy in your body, you literally, like, everything can make you orgasmic. Like you could literally eat food and it be so good that you can feel like literal orgasms in your body. This is the natural state of a woman who is in tune with her feminine energy. She's able to feel. She's able to feel, she's intentional, and she's intentional with her time, her body, and her energy. One thing that I also want to do today is like I've been called to work with water too for some reason, and to get a bowl of water, to put some rose petals in it, and to really just like put my hands in that water and to speak love into that water and to dump my whole face in there. Okay, like I don't know, like I'm feeling called to do that right now. I don't know if that's a particular thing, but that's what I feel like doing today. So, treating your body, treating your mind, treating your room, treating your aesthetic like it's art, right? Doing things that remind you of who you are and what you want and what fills you up and what makes you feel really, really good. This is the day to feel really, really good, despite how hard life might be, despite any breakups you might be going through, despite any letdowns or shutdowns you could have experienced recently or in the past. Like, give yourself the permission to love and honor who you are. No matter what you've done, no matter what you've been through, no matter what decisions you've made, no matter who you slept with, no matter like what you did or didn't say, or the things that you have, the thoughts in your mind, no matter what, like you are still worthy of love, and you are still worthy of beauty, and you are still worthy of holding yourself to a high regard. Okay. And that's really the message that I'm feeling and that I'm picking up on with this energy. All right. Um, don't be afraid to invest in your sensuality. Things that make you feel sensual, like a massage or lingerie or and it's not like anyone can see it. Like, these are things that you could wear in your body, like lingerie. It's like you're putting it on and no one else can see that. Like, no one else can see that energy, but it's how you're walking and what you know you have, right? Feminine energy doesn't always have to be seen so clearly. Sometimes it's just a feeling that you feel because you know, and it's the relationship that you have with you first and foremost. So think about what you can do privately for yourself that would make you feel juicy and delicious. And some of you guys know what that could mean too. And some of you guys know what that could mean too. Like, some of you guys know that might be a little juicy time with yourself. Okay. Like, I don't know. But yes. What's my Venus sign? I'm a Venus in Leo in the 8th house. Yes. I love that you guys are writing all of these things down. That's beautiful. Love that you listen to your intuition. That's the only way. The only way for you to navigate in this world is to first and foremost, sorry, my dress is getting on my nerves, is first and foremost have a relationship with your intuition. The most feminine women are the most intuitive and faithful women. And when I say faithful, it's not just about loyalty, it's about having faith, like actually knowing that they are worthy of miracles, that life is magical, that things will go the way that they think. Feminine energy is being able to be connected to the spiritual realm. It's knowing how to connect to the unseen, connecting naturally to things that you cannot necessarily see, but you can feel. That could look like God, that could look like spirits, that could be even understanding that nature itself speaks to you and talks to you. This is real feminine energy. Feminine energy is not even just being used to attract men. That's like the byproduct of it. But feminine energy gives you the permission to live a life that feels good for you, first and foremost. Where, oh my God, I feel so good. I feel so connected to myself. And that's like the energy of Venus. The mythology of her is that because she radiates that sensuality, that oozing of self-love and pleasure and that erotic energy. She walks around, and even couples who were fighting, they start to mend the fight. Even like there's like the mythology that said she would walk around, and the next thing you know, people would start making love. Because her energy was so influential, her field was so influential. But this is something that you cultivate first within yourself, first and foremost. And even when we think about goddesses who kind of radiate underneath that Venusian umbrella, like I don't know if you guys have heard of Oshun and different goddesses, right? A lot of the times, it's not always perfection. Sometimes they do end up in situations where they're giving too much energy to people who don't honor them, or where they feel hurt, right? And they have that moment in their life where they express that pain. But they always realize and come back to that truth no matter what, that they are worthy, and they always connect back to that effortless and ever flowing love inside of them. So it's not about striving for perfection and always being this person every single day, 24/7. Sometimes, like I said, stuff happens, but it's about your capacity to always find that center of feminine energy in your being. And that is the gift. That is the wisdom of Venus. So give yourself permission, no matter where you are in life, to always flick back and to step back into that frequency. It's always there. You never left it. The only thing that you think you left was yourself. Like the only thing that's stopping you from getting to where you want to go. Okay, there goes my head. The only thing that's stopping you, the only thing that's stopping you from getting to where you want to go is because you do it. Like you haven't given yourself permission. Sorry, my head starts moving when I start channeling, but you haven't given yourself permission to actually be who you want to be. You're the only person that they're waiting for. Like you're the only person that you're waiting for. You have it in your mind that, well, because I did this and because I entertained this kind of guy, and because I'm in this career, or because I spent my money on this and now I don't have that, that means I will never be successful. That means I can never love myself the same. It's going to take forever to get back to that place that I used to be. The truth is, you can literally give yourself permission to be that woman right now. No guilt, no shame, no doubt, no fear. Like it reminds me of the tarot card, like the devil card, and people are, like, oh my God, the devil, right? But really, when you look at that card and the meaning behind it, you see these people that are in bondage, and they're in bondage to all of their lower emotions and lower thoughts, and they're chained to the devil, right? But when you actually look at their arms and look at those chains and look at those, what do you call those things? Whatever you call those things that are actually like chaining them down, it's open. They're loose. Those shackles, they can literally like shake them right off. The cuffs, yeah, those cuffs, they can literally shake them right off at any time. But because it seemed like, when you look at that image of this, really big, scary monster, oh my God, this monster is so scary. It's so big. All these emotions, all these doubts, all these fears, they're so big and there's so much, and this, that, and third. You can take them right off. It is the perception that controls reality. It is the perception that always controls reality. And the reminder of today is, don't allow, it's to remember that your perception literally allows you to experience your reality, and your reality is a reflection. It's almost like the sun, like our ego and our consciousness has this tendency to actually mirror itself on the moon, right? And then our moon is our subconscious. It's a direct correlation. So when we feel some type of way and we say, well, because of this, that, and the third, this is the reason why I cannot be where I want to be. But the truth is, it's just a reflection of what you're telling yourself. Yeah, like they don't have to be coupled together. They don't have to be coupled together at all. Because you are a Black woman from this, that, and the third, you're never going to find this, that, and the third from this, that, and the third. That's not true. Because you're a woman, I'm not going to be able to this, that. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true at all. It's a bunch of baloney. And it's like there's certain collective realities that we've all accepted and that we've all given our power to, things that we just accept to be true, but it doesn't have to be true, even if a huge collective consciousness says so. That's the only reason why it's true, because the collective said it's true. But you as the individual, you still don't have to participate in all of these many thought bubbles of energies and collectives. Like the moment you just pay attention to it and you pay a lot of energy to it, that's when it starts becoming true. What is that law? It's almost like something doesn't exist until we focus on it. I forgot what it's called, but I know it's associated with quantum physics, where when you focus on something and you look at it, that's when it actually exists. The actual like atoms and molecules begin to formulate itself so that it can be physical. But truth be told, it's not real until you literally allow it to be. Okay? So that's what I want to kind of get at today. What have you allowed yourself to be real? What limitations have you accepted? And today is an invitation to let go of those limitations and to not be afraid of the monsters in the closet, to not be afraid of those negative thoughts and emotions and feelings and old stories, old beliefs, old past jobs, old past things that you used to do, all those monsters in the closet. You don't have to, they don't have any power over you. You can be lucky anyway. You can be successful anyway. You can be feminine and delicious and attract your husband today. You could go through a breakup, or you could get out of a situationship yesterday and then the next day have an interaction and meet the person that you were supposed to be with. Like it doesn't always have to last forever and be this continuous cycle of suffering. Today is the end of suffering in a particular chapter of your life. But you can't fear that monster in the closet. You got to face it and realize how small it is. And it will have no effect over what you are able to manifest here on and throughout the rest of your life. You know? Hey, Buki. Oh my God, it's crazy that you say that. I've been saying Buki so much recently. I've been saying Buki so much recently. Yes. You said I'm tired of these BS limiting beliefs. Come on. I am. Yes, I come from a Muslim Arab society and I have been telling myself that story my whole life. Okay, who cares? Like, you are a Muslim Arab girly. So what does that mean? What does that get to mean for you now moving forward? Make sure it's something that is actually going to benefit you and to benefit where you are going and where you want to go. I'm glad I reached this live. I'm glad you did too. Yes, the observer effect. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. That's it. That's what I was talking about. Yes, yes. Today is the end of suffering, slaying these monsters. Yeah, they don't even need to be slayed. They're literally like they're not even powerful for real. Like, they're actually like your monsters can be used as the fuel to charge you forward. Like I said, when I was today, I woke up and I could hear like those things, and I'm like, I was laughing. I'm like, I'm not scared of none of y'all. I'm not scared of none of these energies. Like, girl, bye. But that's because I know who I am spiritually. Like, amazing. My family said I deserve nothing. Okay. Do you want that to be true? Do you want that to be true, or do you want that to be false? Do you want that to be somewhat true? How much do you want to take on? It's up to you. It's literally up to you. That might be the belief that you want to put to rest. That might be the belief that you want to put to rest, because always ask yourself, is this particular belief going to allow me to elevate, or is it going to bring me down? A lot of the times we hold on to these fears, self-doubt, self-worth issues because we think it's protecting us from being a bad person. Your family probably told you that because they wanted to like make sure you don't get too egotistical. But at the core of it, understanding that you are deserving of something great doesn't mean that you are a bad person, that you're going to do negative things to people, and that you're going to be this bad person. As a matter of fact, naturally, because you're choosing what feels good to you, you're not coming from a place of depletion. You're actually allowing yourself to give more by just being in your energy of overflow. So when you are actually in that flow and you're filled up with abundance, you're filled up with all the things that you want and desire, naturally you give people around you the permission to do the same, because most people are walking around with empty desires that have never been filled, with unfulfilled things that they've always wanted, but they've put them down so deeply. They put them down so deep because the pain of acknowledging that they never allowed themselves to have it would be too much. And they look at those monsters down there and they think they're too big. But the truth is, if they were to face those things, and to face the things that they actually wanted, that it actually could be easier than they thought to have. But before you have anything, you have to feel it, and you have to know what you want. And you have to give yourself this idea of even visualizing a reality where that could be a thing for you. But when people don't think that they can have it, they try to tear you down and take them down with, they try to tear you down so that you can stay small, so that they don't have to feel bad about their unfulfilled desires. But at the end of the day, you're probably in your bloodline and in your family line, you were supposed to upgrade them. Some of you came here to upgrade your family lines. Some of you came here to upgrade your bloodlines. It's deeper than just you and your desires. It's more so about even the unfulfilled desires of your ancestors, probably even your maternal lineage. You stepping into what it is you want, is your desires are not even probably just yours. Your desires are probably, sometimes it doesn't even have to even be that far along. Sometimes your desires are the incarnations of your mom and your mother. So many of our mothers never allow themselves to live fully and to live expansively, so that now they have no choice but to bear a child who oftentimes is the direct reflection of, of like the thing. They basically represent all the things that they wish they were, which is why that sometimes causes a little bit of an issue in families. But at the end of the day, you were created for a reason. You were created for a reason. You were birthed for a reason. And you have your people in your family for a reason. Sometimes those triggers and those moments are meant to redirect you and meant to help you elevate. So don't even worry about it. Yes, family tells us limiting things because that's what they've been told. It's a cycle that has been normalized. It's a fear that has been passed on. When we become aware, we get to choose. And now a lot of us are aware. A lot of us are aware. And because we have that awareness, when you know better, you do better. You have responsibility now. You have a certain level of energetic responsibility, ancestral responsibility, and financial responsibility. Because when your field begins to expand and now you have the capacity to receive at larger levels, oh, yeah, you got more responsibility. But that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It actually is a blessing when you allow it to be. Somebody said that's literally my mom and I. Yes, wow, it's created for my mom, and my daughter is here to do that for me. There we go. Your daughter usually, like the daughter usually reflects all the things that you really, really wanted to say, but you felt like you couldn't. She's the most, like, especially when they're kids, they're the most open. They're the most themselves. They're the most you kind of open, right? Nothing is suppressed. I wanted to manifest a specific house, but my higher self told me to go general. There's probably something even better, girl. Don't worry about it. It's probably something even better. She said, I didn't like the bathroom in that specific house anyway. Interior is bland. You can design, you can be the full, you can get the full thing, girl. Just manifest feeling at home, feeling peaceful, feeling luxurious, feeling amazing in some beautiful house that will be the direct reflection of that. Don't even worry about it. And you can start to put it together in your mind and everything, but let it be, let it be flowing easy. Don't be so attached to the particular outcome, how it needs to look, and all that kind of stuff. Just know that it's going to suit your needs and suit your desires. What do I do when I try to manifest and a sudden fear and anxiety comes up and I don't know the source? If you try to manifest something and your nervous system cannot handle it yet, your nervous system cannot handle it yet. When we start to experience those irrational things come up, it's because we have still yet to allow our nervous system to understand that whatever it is that we want is safe. You only start freaking out if something doesn't feel safe. And sometimes, like for example, if you manifest a person in your life, and then you start getting all this irrational fear and anxiety, they might either be the direct thing that you need in a partner, and you just haven't expanded your capacity to receive it yet, or b, they literally might be somebody you need to stay away from. And when it happens, that is just information. It's almost like an alert on your phone or a notification that is, I need to go check my phone and look at what this notification says. So if you experience that fear and anxiety, oh my God, then close your eyes and breathe into it and see, what is this information here to tell me and here to let me know. And here to what is it here? It's a message. So what is it here to tell me? And you have the ability to go within. That's feminine energy. Your ability to go within and to feel into it. If you need assistance, get a session with me. But that's it. A lot of the times it's just you haven't expanded your capacity. So let me give you an example of how this shows up. So I remember one time I was super in this mode of expanding my financial capacity. And I was doing all the things. Like I was investing in myself, I was hiring coaches, I was going to different events and really putting myself in positions to be around people of a very, very, very high net worth. And I remember there was one weekend I was going back to back. Like I was meeting people who were on a different level of wealth, right? They were on like that multi-millionaire, like that eight, nine figure energetic level of wealth. And this was like at a time where I hadn't even like really conceptualized that yet. So I was expanding, and I could literally feel my it's like my energetic capacity snapped. It's almost like a rubber band where you expand it too hard and the rubber band snaps. And I remember after I expanded so fast, literally I got back home from the most amazing experiences ever, and it was like boom. So much started occurring, like so much shit started happening. It started to get crazy with my friendships, with people I was talking. It was like boom, 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 shift after ending after ending, because I didn't have the capacity. And even I knew I didn't have capacity because literally there was, instead of feeling inspired by certain things, I started to feel small. Like when somebody show, oh yeah, you could do this and look at what you can get and this, that, and the third. I'm starting to be like, oh my God, I don't relate to this. Oh, and you kind of go in. It's like you collapse. But you're ready to manifest the thing when you think about the thing, you start to expand. It's like your chest starts to expand, your energy starts to expand. And I remember recently, I was sitting at a dinner with multimillionaires. And for the first time, I remember being like, okay, like I belong here completely, like completely, completely, completely. And that was about earlier on, even in this year, right? So if you're feeling a lot of anxiety and fear, you probably need to gently or quickly expand your capacity to receive, and that's at the core. So now as I'm in my journey, like I've made like a lot of money considerably to like a lot of people, right? So but now when I think about that next level of wealth, it doesn't feel that hard, it doesn't feel that like big to me. It almost feels like, of course, like why wouldn't it happen? Like it's like the next logical step. But before, I remember like a couple years ago, it would feel like, oh, but now it's like, of course you should experience that, of course you should have that, of course you should be around people that are like that all the time. Like it doesn't feel foreign. And then Kwanzaa. Oh, thank you. Yes, Tamila. Let it multiply. Let it multiply 100x. Ashe, I'm so happy I caught you live. I watched the replay of yesterday's live, and girl, the way you were channeling was amazing. Thank you for sharing your gifts and messages with us. Wishing you so many blessings and abundance. Yes, girlfriend, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that love. I receive that appreciation. I send that right back to you, girl. I appreciate it. Thank you. That warms my heart. Yes, but yeah, you have to expand your capacity to call in the thing, and that is the key to feminine energy. Um, it's receiving. It's receiving deeply and fully. It's when you get to this place where it doesn't really even feel as exciting. When you think about your goals, like of course you'll be excited about them, but then at the same time, they feel very normal to you. Like, it's like, yes, like life gets to be great, life gets to be beautiful. That's an amazing thing. Of course. Like of course it is. Of course it is. And now, consequently, I've always attracted very successful people, like on social media, celeb clients even, um, and just people, entrepreneurs. But now I've really been attracting people who are literally just like that, like people who are making a large amount of money, like that nine-figure money, like multiple times that nine-figure money, and specifically not just rich financially, but rich mentally, spiritually, emotionally, like all the leads. They're just a rich person, um, a wealthy person, an abundant kind of person in general. Like I've been attracting those kind of people and being introduced to those kind of people. So now it's like you even think about your first $1 million and it's like, okay, cool. Right? Like cool. That's great. Like of course. you know? When I visited a house of a very rich person, I felt really calm and happy. Voila. Voila, you're there. That's how you know you're ready for it. Like, that's how you know you are ready for the thing. If you feel calm and just content and happy when you think about your goals, you don't have a lot of fear. You don't feel like it needs to be rushed, it needs to be right now. You don't have this feeling of like, I'm not going to be anything if I don't have this thing in my life. I'm not going to be worth. It's not that. Like, you feel, you know what? Like, yeah, I'm going to experience that thing. I can't wait till it happens. But also, I'm enjoying my life right now. Like, I'm enjoying my life right now. I'm enjoying life as it is. I'm grateful for what I have. And I also know at the same time that there's more to come. When you think that's what you want to think of, like, that's the vibration that you almost want your goals to have to manifest with feminine energy. It's literally like, yeah, I like my life right now. I love my life right now, and I know that thing is gonna come when it needs to. I don't need to stress. I don't need to. Ooh, I'm channeling. Oh my God. I don't need to stress. I don't need to worry. I don't need to know exactly when it's going to be. I literally just know it will come exactly when I need it at the right time. So, therefore, I don't have to worry about it. Why worry about something you know is going to come in the first place? Why worry about it? Why worry about it? Like, why worry about it? But that is a frequency. And some people, it will take longer to get there with specific goals, and some people will take shorter. Doesn't have to take forever, but it does require when you notice, okay, this ideal man that in front of me, do you feel like you belong there? When, like, if there's a super hot guy and he's like, oh my God, like, this is everything, do you get nervous, or do you be like, hey, can you hold your own, can you feel confidence? When you're around very rich people, do you feel like you belong, or do you feel like small? Right? When, like I said, I remember at that time, this one of my this woman at the time, she was like doing all kinds of stuff, and she was like whining and dining me, and like, I was just like, oh my God, like, oh, this is so much. And like, snaps, crack, container cracks. But then it's like, of course, of course, of course, of course I do. Like, of course I get to have it. Like, and that, and you feel that way whether you have the thing in your life or not. Like, whether you actually see the money, whether you actually see the person in life, you begin to feel that way, like, right before, or like, right in general, like, you usually it's right before, but it doesn't matter. Don't even focus on the time, just focus on the feeling of that feeling and frequency right now. And like I said, go within. Every time I notice I feel nervous about something, I go inside, I ground my energy by imagining the roots coming out of my feet, and then I think about holding that thing in my field. And I might literally imagine expanding my container, expanding my energy around it, expanding my own energetic cup so that I can receive that thing. And I'll visualize that and feel that even in this moment. Okay. Yeah. I'll visualize that and feel that even in this moment. And naturally, every time it comes up, if I have to do it over and over again, I will. And then sometimes it's just one and done. But right now, even in this moment, I'm thinking about all your containers for all the things that you want. And I'm just imagining it expanding, 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 expanding. I want everybody to tap into this frequency right here. Like, think about something that you really, really want. All right. Put it in your mind. Put it in your mind. Like, literally put it in the top of your head right now. Think about the thing that you really, really want. Mhm. All right. And then once you have that, put it in your head. And then I want you inside of your head, I want you to drop it down into your throat, drop it down into the heart space, and let that energy sit in your heart, expanding in that heart space, allowing you to emote it, the energy, how it would feel. And then drop it all the way down into your womb space, your sacral, from your solar all the way to the sacral, all the way to the root, all the way down your legs until it's rooted and grounded in this floor, like on the earth. Like it's just, you're solidified in it. And then from there, imagining that auric field around your body, expanding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and imagining that energy just kind of flowing in. The energy of what you want just kind of flowing in, filling up that entire auric field. Yes. And then allow that for everyone. Like focus on everybody's like goal right now. Send everybody some good positive energy. Whoever's watching this video right now, or who's tuning into this after the fact. Send them positive energy. Send them expansion as well. Thank you. Mhm. It's a sacred space. And then once you do that, understand like your mind doesn't know the difference between you or another person. There's really no separation. So when you wish good on another person, you're literally wishing good on yourself. So wish good on yourself and wish good on others in this moment, in this sacred space. You could just say, I wish you so well. I wish you so many blessings. I wish you so much prosperity. Yes. Amazing. And then yeah, then I do that. You can open your eyes, but expand your auric field around it, normalize it, and remind yourself, hey, you're safe. Nothing bad is going to happen if you get a little richer. Nothing bad is going to happen if you get a lover. I used to always think that if I attracted the guy that I really wanted or the kind of men that I really wanted, oh, something bad will probably happen to me or something bad will probably happen to them because there's no way. But no, nothing bad has to happen. It's okay. So yeah, that was the quick message that I have for you guys today. Like I said, it is Venusian Day. Honor yourself today, whether you're a man or a woman. Honor yourself. Do something that is going to nourish your feminine energy. You know, really splurge on yourself, or if not, do something that is energetically splurging on yourself. And do something that is gonna get that sensuality flowing as well, right? That sensuality, your pleasure, your thoughts, your wants, and your emotions. And that is a beautiful energy to keep and to hold during this beautiful Venus trine Jupiter field portal. But yeah. Let me see you guys. How did that feel? So many messages and positive energy, sending love and blessings to all of you. Blessings to you all. I wish you all so much juiciness, wealth, and prosperity. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. Yes. I create as I speak. Love and happiness for all of you. Yes. Everybody throw some beautiful hearts down there. Throw some beautiful hearts in the chat. Come on now. Let's solidify this energy. Red hearts, pink hearts, purple hearts, All the hearts. Okay. That's Venusian energy. Okay. Drop them in the chat. Let's solidify it. I love you guys so much. And I'm wishing you nothing but love and positivity today. And I hope that this was able to help someone step back into who they are. And remember that you are deserving and worthy and amazing, and that you should appreciate who you are and what you have and your journey, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Love on those emotions, love on those negative states too. Don't be afraid of the monster in the closet. You're powerful. Remember that. If you want to work with me, just book a consult with me. I got you. Book a goddess session. We can shift anything in 20 minutes or less. And yeah, check out the Goddess Club. Check out different things and offerings that I have. And hopefully, one of these days, probably next year, I'll see you guys in person somewhere, like at, an event or something like that, because I love connecting. I love connecting with you ladies, like here, like in this live energy. So I hope to do more things like that in the future. But all right, I'm going to go buy myself some roses and do my thing. But you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day. Peace. Yes, I'm going to join RDC soon. Yay. All right, my ladies. Peace. Yay.